if I take complete strangers, so you have to deal with a just spontaneous minute. After 2 minutes, it's gone, and maybe I can take one or two shots who are good. And with friends, or with the few friends I have, friends models, I can work more and I can go further. For example, the book, I want to have a huge selection. Maybe this photo is great together with this, where it's only the boy who I met for 5 minutes, together with a still life or whatsoever. And the models, because I do it already for 30 years, and I have so many generations, I have maybe 3 or 4 generations I have behind me. Some are dead and some are living, and some are dead and some are living. And that's the some from the first generation. I mean, I would say from the first book when I started. There is only one left. We go together in the mountains, and he has families and everything. You see, and they had an interview last in Zurich when there was this Geishikin exhibition where I put all the printed things into a showcase, and they made an interview and they asked, and he was for coincidence there, and I always said, ask him, tell them it's true, because it's so far away, and for yourself it's getting more blurred, the past. If I wouldn't have the photos, I would forget everything, and I do a diary since 76. I started with diaries with my agenda, how do you say? Okay, agenda. Just writing in 11 I see Fritz, at 12 o'clock I see Mary, and so I thought, oh, that's boring. So I started to write down. It was only a small agenda. I have always the same, and I started since then, but I never read it. When my last book came out, The Welcome Aboard, before all my books look at the first one. They made a re-edition now. When the first book came out, it was silence, absolutely. It was, nobody wrote about it. I came back from America, and the book was finally printed when I came back after a year, New York in 1980. And I always wanted to have it printed when I was there, because I only had the Xerox fake, or to see how the pages go. And then I thought, oh, I want to bring it to interview, I want to bring it to Andy, but you can't go with not the real thing. So I came back and it came out, and you heard no newspaper, no magazine, nobody wrote about it. And I get used to it, actually. I had to get used to it because to get over this frustration or whatsoever, I just started to work again in another field. I make this big theater play with all my friends then. We started at 0 and it became wow, like that, and I just wanted to see, oh, am I able to do that? I always start with nothing and make something. And that was the play. I wanted to write, I wanted to direct, I want to do everything. That was the first book.
And when did the second come out?
The second was for the Kunsthalle Basel. That was Kunsthalle Basel was then the number one place to be for artists because he had a great curator, Jean-Christophe Ammann, who made later the Frankfurt this museum, this Frankfurt Modern Art Museum, and he was one of my teachers who teach me everything, and I always loved really big teachers. I do until now. I always have people around me who say, "Oh, you should do this and you should do that," and so he planned an exhibition together with Bruce Weber and me and Dino Petriali and Rainer Fetting on the downer level, the painter, you should know. And so I had the project, I knew it in a half a year or so, I had to do this, and I wanted to do just faces. After the first book, you can't make the same again and again. For me, it's boring. I want to make this woman book about all my women's from the past. I have a lot of. I did an exhibition in Zurich with all the photos of new and old together with the women's. And why shouldn't I make a book like that? I have so many young peoples, students and things like that who say, "Oh, we love your work," and so. And then I look at, of course I'm curious, I look through their photos and I see what's the difference, because me and the students, for example, I'm addicted sometimes to glamour, to beauty, I would say. And if I make La Vérité or the photo out of life, just click like they do, many, click, oh, the shoes, oh, the plants, blah, blah. It's not that what me interests me is I like to put, if I have a real model, as we told in the beginning, I make big settings in my little studio and put them around to put them in a higher, better look, above the reality. Sometimes its reality is great, but not always. And so what I admire most is artists, really. And so the most inspiration is artists, and I don't care that much what's going on. I mean, I like to see it, but it doesn't influence me too much what's going on. I have to go and I could stop it anyway if it bores me. It's like a puzzle. If you make an exhibition or a book, as I told you, I need many things, and a live picture could suit perfect to when you leave the photos a little bit behind, maybe they get, like the wine, a little bit better.